Hello my YouTube fan, thanks for getting back. You know who you are, as per usual. Right, so what am I doing? Well, I'm still holding this camera for starters. I got you. No. What I'm doing is the Scram 411. I'm taking the side stand off, or I have taken it off, and I'm going to shorten it. I did want to put some threaded bar inside it, but I've got no I can use at the moment. But I'm gonna chop it. I'll find out what diameter pipe it is inside, and then I'll probably do that on another time. But for the moment, I'm just shortening it because it's too long for a short house like me. It's nearly vertical. You've probably all come across the same problem. And put a pad on the bottom as well. So, unfortunately, before I start this video, I've already taken the thing off. But the hardest part, really, we're getting this spring, which goes up under there and down. So where there's a will, there's a way. I devised it with a bit of wire, which hooks over the... Oh, it's awkward with one hand. I've no camera person here at the moment, just bear with me. I just got this steel wire, tightened it up. I will make something a bit more elaborate a bit later on. And then I hooked it around the spring, and then I put the bar through it, and then levered it with a piece of wood under there. I'll have this set up on tripod when I put it back, but there's no way you're going to do it with a screwdriver. You've got to be a bit more inventive. So that was my go-to hack, just a bit of galvanised wire. So we'll go look in workshop and we'll see what's going on with stand for the moment. It's in neutral. I marked it so it's upright, so I know exactly where it goes back on. Could do with straightening this actually. It's a little bit bent-a-rooned, so I'll do that as well. So let's go look in shop. Well, I say shop. Metal department. It's amazing, isn't it? First bit of sunshine, and then you think, now then, which out of them 300 jobs I need to do on a dry day do you do? Anyway, it's got too hot outside, so I decided to do this anyway for when I do take it out. It wants chopping down, I'd say about 1/4 inch, and a bigger foot plate welding on there, because that just sinks into mud, and the bike is heavy, as you all know if you've got a 411 or a Himalayan. Gotcha. Right. Now then, I want a plate for the bottom, which I've got to find first, and then whatever the plate thickness is, that gets deducted off the 1/4 inch I want to take off. Right, well, I've got a bit of plate, small box section. I don't want to add to weight at bike, so what I've done is I've just made a pattern of the foot a bit bigger. That should do, so I'll cut that out now, and then I can weld that onto there. I use MIG, not stick. Be a bit cleaner. Right, let me get this cut out. Before I clean it all up, I'll get it to shape and what have you, looking to get a nice arch on it. These are good files. I got these off a farrier. They chuck them away, but they're absolutely brilliant for around garage. So if you know a farrier near you, just ask him for one of his old files. They don't have sheet metal. Yep. Right, it's a bit rusty because it's old steel, but we'll soon solve that. Get that cleaned up. Sorted. Nice. So, right. Next thing is that's a lot better foot, is that? I don't know if you can see it. A lot bigger footprint than the other. Right, I've just made a little mark on there so that this, when I cut that piece out, I can line this back up with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to Dremel it a little bit just to make a better line. I don't want everything out of alignment. So I've got the old trusty Dremel. Okay, that should do it. Oh dear. Yeah, so I'll chop that off now. Once I cut this, I'll have to put a piece of metal in between as a sleeve. I'm not just going to weld round where it butts up. I need some strength on the inside, so I'll put a bolt or something which is that diameter. Okay, so I've got the bar that's going to go inside it. I've cut it down to length. So as that goes into there, it needs some support. So where that white mark is there, I'm going in with the grinder. I've already done this one, and I've just, there we are, just taking a bit out the back, because once it's welded up in position, just got to clean that up. I'll put a weld in here as well, in that slit. Well, it'll be both slits, so that the piece that's bracing doesn't move. I've had my pliers here a minute. Ah, there they are. Where have they suddenly appeared from? They weren't there a minute ago. Yes, they was, you just didn't see them. Right, clean that up. As I say, there's going to be a weld going there. Once that fits in, can you see that? So if I fill that hole up with weld, and then that one, when I've ground it out, that strengthening piece isn't going to move anywhere, because I don't think I'd chance it just a welding round there. No way. So I better have a bit of brace. Had a bit more weight to bike, why don't you? Yeah, okay. Right, so I'm going to grind that out and I'll be ready for putting it together. Right, let's see if we can start putting it together now then. Right, so first job is that into there. Give that a weld, hold that together. And then the next one, I'm assuming you can see that. Let me get behind camera. That's just a brace. That goes to the bottom of there. Gets the tack on it, and then when it goes together, weld round the seam and then fill that all up. Bob's your uncle, fine's your aunt. You right? Right. So, first job. Make sure that's to the bottom. That's it. I'm old school, me. I prefer these old hand things, I hear you say. Hand shields. That's it. Right, so we're going to tack in that. Mind your eyes. And it's up pretty high, is that, to make sure it locks onto it, which it has done. So now, top piece. I should have got burned myself. That goes onto there. Just making sure them two lines mark up as well. If you remember, we used Dremel to make a mark so that this skid plate or support is in the right place. I didn't often used to think like that. I just used to blunder ahead and then make a mess. Right, let's get that over there. That will do, will it? That's that. I'll do it without mask because I want that off the floor. No. Can you see that? Yeah. Might be a bit of overkill, but that's me. Right, so I'm just going to go around this gap with the grinder in. Open it up a bit. Right, get back to where we were, shall we? So, I'm going to drop power a bit first. Okay, you're not going to see a lot here, but there we go. Right. I keep saying right, don't I? But right. I don't know if there's enough light there. Okay, that's done. And what I've done is I've put one tack at the bottom there to try and guess the angle. So I brought it back to bite to make sure that once it goes on there, I need the angle of that to make sure it folds behind there but doesn't interfere with the foot peg if you overbend it. So it'd be best to make sure that that goes on there. You've got enough room to get your boot behind to move it back up there and it doesn't interfere. Right, I'm going to weld that now. It's only tacked at the moment, just at the bottom there. So, and then after that it's the plate at the bottom. Okay, I've had a short intermission, I needed a coffee. So that's welded up now. What I do now, put the plate on and that's it. So I'm just going to put a hand tack on it first. That's that way. Just get a tack on it. Bit fiddly. I'll get one tack on and then straighten it up from there or whatever. Maybe two. That's it, I can check it out and have a look at it. Yeah, be right, that. Be right. Turn that down a bit, speed. Let's try that. That's it. Right. Watch your eyes. I've got to tell you, didn't I? Yeah. Sorry. Right, watch your eyes. Yeah, that should do. That'll do, pig. There's this there. Right, that's it. I'll fettle that up. The main reason why I'm doing this is because when I first went out on this a few weeks back, the bike was more or less vertical with this stand. So when I jumped on it, the bike tipped the opposite way and I lost my balance, and then I overcompensated by whipping it this way. And then I went flat down on the floor. Let's have a look. Yeah, I think you could see me there. Yeah, I overcompensated. It flew over one side. And as soon as I touched, I whacked it the other way and it came down. I came down on my shoulder. And I hurt my ribs badly because my elbow was tucked underneath. And my shoulder, and it's still not right yet, but it's better than it was. So that's why I'm doing this. Right, I'm going to get this fettled up now and then we'll get it ready for fitting. Woo. Rock on. So there's the finished item, if you can see that. It's got two chances, either it'll work or it won't. So fasten that up, and then the next best thing is trying to get that spring back in. Don't forget there's a nut on the other side of this when you put it all back together, wherever it may be. And I've misplaced it. Never mind. Now then, getting that onto there, that's the doozy. So I might drop the camera a bit so you can see it better. Hang on a minute. There's also a bit of a twist on here and all, isn't there? So, bit of wire over the edge. We want to really come behind this, don't we? Because it's at an angle. So you put your bar through. You might need a bigger block of wood. Let me find a more chunkier piece of wood. To that. Put your bar through. Put it under the bike. And then you I don't think that's going to do it. Right. Put that on there. Just hope I don't damage this thing. No! Oh, hang on. Hang on. So, definitely for getting it off, you need a bar under there and go down. But for getting it on, just put the spring on. Line that all up. I've got the threads there. That's it. Sorted. But yeah, for definite, when you're getting it off, you hook that on your spring, use your bar underneath, and pull the spring down with leverage, and then it'll twist off. But for getting it back on this way, I could have pretended I knew exactly how to do it in the first place, but no, it's a learning curve. If you've got a mate, you could definitely do to come round. This is not going to do your paint job any good, but what can you do? Himalayan, the strongest springs in the world. I want then some nice paint. I think I've got some silk back. Put the gear lever back on. Found the nut. Use it back in there. Get this on first. Right. No interference. So we'll let it off the stand and then see how it goes. Yeah, definitely a bit more of an acuter angle than what it was. And you've got your foot peg. There we go. Sorry. There we have it. So I need new now. There's a bit of paint, so we'll do that because paint hides a multitude of sins. Yeah. I couldn't find the black satin, but I do have some black. What have we just done with it? Oh, right, get all that tidied up. Tidied up or tightened up. There we go. You'd never know it had been touched. I wasn't going to do this video at first because it takes such a lot of messing about to do a video, as other YouTubers will know with a channel. You can get job done by the time you've finished messing with camera and what have you, but I thought, well, it's worth doing. Showing somebody. I'll probably put another coat of paint on it tomorrow as well. I think I'm going to be using this Amorite black a lot on here. You'd never know it touched it actually. Wait a motorbike. Hey, it's AD. My mate AD on his 600 Bandit.
Oh yeah.
Hey up.
Hey up, lad.
Right, well, that's it for now, you viewer. So, if you like my content and you want to see more, like and subscribe. Make my numbers go up. Make my day. Right, so for now, bye.